Hello and welcome to my presentation on mentoring. Um, First, we have to look at the definition of mentoring. When describing mentoring, I look at it as a trusting, helping relationship between two people where one person is more experienced than the other. The more experienced person would be the mentor and the least experienced person being the mentee. The experienced person helps the less experienced in a work or personal setting by listening, sharing experiences, or giving advice to better the less experienced. Looking at my personal mentor would be my boss, William Walker. He is always willing to listen, answer questions, and give me feedback. But he also tells me to rethink ideas if they aren't practical in his experience. Most importantly, he is honest in his feedback, no matter how hard it may be to say. When looking at components of mentorship, um, there are many key components to mentoring. I would look at the first component is the mentor-mentee relationship. Another component would be trust. Most mentors share intimate details of their lives with their mentor. This is a component that may take time to build. Additionally, a mentor must be objective. The mentor should realize that it is about the development of the mentee and it's beneficial to be non-judgmental. I believe that a mentor should be willing to give advice no matter how hard it is to give, and the mentee must receive that information regardless of how hard it is to hear. Another component would be open dialogue and communication, and the communication must be two-way. Let's look at some mentoring according to our text. Mentoring was first mentioned by Homer. Homer stated that a mentor was an advisor of thought, and that was coming from the Odyssey, where mentoring was first mentioned. Additionally, it must be a dyadic relationship, which is a relationship between two people, the mentor and the mentee. The mentor is often described as the more mature and experienced, whereas the mentee is seen as the younger and less experienced. When looking at approaches to mentoring, there are many approaches across all sectors, and there's no one right approach or no one right way to look at mentoring. And here are some of the approaches to mentoring. We have executive mentoring, diversity mentoring, mentoring in education, and voluntary sector mentoring. When looking at the modes of mentoring, we have several types. We have the traditional dyadic, which is what I've mentioned before, the mentor and the mentee, and those two are in a relationship. We also have peer mentoring, which a little bit different than traditional dyadic because these two peers may be the same in the same age group. Then we have co-mentoring, where both partners are learning and seen as equal. E-mentoring, which is use of technology and other media to create the dyadic relationship. And then we have reverse mentoring, where the mentor is actually younger than the mentee. Okay, power of mentoring and the power of stories are very important in the relationship. Storytelling and dialogue help to lead to change, help to better. The mentor uses these tactics to help better the mentee. And finally, a summary of what we discussed. We have the dyadic relationship, the mentor and the mentee. Like I said before, there are many approaches, no one right way to be a mentor or a mentee. And there are many different modes to mentoring. And finally, the power of mentoring is very important because mentors play a big part